Hello, my friends. It is your brother Hampton from Hybrid Calisthenics. Welcome back to another episode of FAQ Friday, where I answer your wonderful, insightful questions. I also have a Saturday live stream now where I play Pokemon and answer your wonderful, insightful questions. It's called Pokemon and Chill. It's on my Twitch. I'll leave a link below. Check it out. I'm also going to start putting more questions per episode so I can answer more questions over time. Okay, first question.
I'm really interested to know how you feel about vitamins and supplements. I live in an area where I don't feel I can get quality veggies and fruits year round, so I sometimes wonder if taking some vitamins would help my awful metabolism.
I personally do not like supplements as much as some other people do. I don't really take any supplements or pills myself. I do take ginger powder. It's something that's worked well for me to fight off disease. It's anytime I'm feeling a little sick, I take some ginger powder. It seems to make it go away. You can argue it's anecdotal. You can argue it's not scientifically proven. I believe ginger is scientifically proven to boost your immune system, reduce inflammation, lots of good things like that. It's something that works well for me. Look into it. As for supplements like even protein or magnesium, vitamins, I'm not against it, but it depends on your situation. Like, you may be someone who is born deficient in these things, but if you're, for example, if you're vitamin D deficient, I would not be so quick to think that is a genetic flaw. Like, you may think it is, however, it may have a lot to do with your lifestyle. You may not go outside enough. When I was in Germany, and this is another thing, if you are in a climate where there's not a lot of sunlight, you might need some vitamin D supplements. When I was in Germany, we had to take vitamin D supplements, so we wouldn't get depressed. I had a watch that was solar powered, and it actually died multiple times when I was in Germany. I'm used to living in Arkansas, and I guess the watch just couldn't hack it. Okay, second question.
Until recently, I haven't been taking care of my body at all, and as ashamed as I am to admit this, I am currently over 300 pounds. I've managed to lose 30 pounds so far, and I'm quite happy with that. However, I still can't do any body weight exercises due to how much I weigh and with how the world is right now. Going to the gym isn't an option. Do you have any advice for workouts I can do?
Yes, of course. First of all, congratulations on your progress in your fitness journey. This is a common misconception that I try to address all the time, and I am very happy to address it again. All bodyweight exercises are scalable. Saying that someone can't do a push up is similar to saying how someone can't do a bench press. It's scalable. Like, if you can't bench press 200 pounds, you might be able to bench press 40 pounds. Same thing with push ups. If you can't do a regular push up, you may be able to do a wall push up, an incline push up, a kneeling push up, so on and so forth. It also applies if you think push ups are too easy. So you can do narrow push ups, archer push ups, one arm push ups. The hardest versions of push ups haven't been done on video yet. For example, the one arm handstand push up, or just simply a regular one arm push up with your hand moved about a foot so it's beneath your sternum and not off to the side. Just straight up and down, straight torso. That has not been done on video yet, to my knowledge. If you want some more information on this, I have a free routine online that I talk about all the time. It's going to be a meme about how much I talk about it, but it's hybridcalisthenics.com/routine. Check it out. Okay, third question.
Hey Hampton, I am part of the crew and I just started going to Planet Fitness because of you. Do you recommend more cardio or weightlifting type of workouts for losing weight and being more healthy in general?
Okay, so this is an interesting question because I don't think cardio and weightlifting necessarily are separate things. You can get a good cardio workout if you're lifting heavy. If you're doing like 2 sets of 20 pistol squats, that will work your heart. That will work your heart. When people say cardio, they usually mean jogging or being on the elliptical machine, on the treadmill, jumping rope, things like that. These are not necessarily bad things. They're not my go-to for weight loss. They are the go-to for many people. It's partially based in the misconception that higher reps and cardio tone you, whereas weightlifting makes you bigger. And a lot of people are afraid if they're trying to lose weight, they don't want to be bigger, even in muscle. Someone told me once that he refused to put on any muscle because he says muscle weighs more than fat, and I don't want the numbers to go up on the scale. I understand the mindset behind that, but it's also a bit counterintuitive because, again, we want to be healthy. We don't want to be skinny. We always want to think healthy, and then our body, by virtue of being healthy, will adjust to the weight that we should be. So to answer your question, you can do both if you like. For weight loss, I recommend putting on some muscle. Again, this is a quick hack to losing weight. You can put on some muscle and you will burn more calories overall, even when you're resting, even when you're watching TV, even when you're sleeping. It will raise your basal metabolic rate. That said, you can also do cardio to burn some extra calories and also just reap the benefits that jogging and jumping rope and biking, all these things have great benefits that you can explore. Okay, fourth question.
Do you have any tips on cutting back on junk food? I often don't realize I'm eating chips until the bag is empty. Also, I would like to see what your diet looks like. Might give us some ideas.
Excellent question, my friend. And the truth is, a lot of times we fall into these habits of eating junk food and eating poorly through routine or convenience. It really only takes sometimes a few days, a week, 2 weeks of doing a certain thing, and we fall into some habits, good or bad, that we do for months, for years, sometimes for the rest of our lives. So with a thing like chips, if you are used to buying chips on your lunch break and they're in front of you, you'll eat them. I do a lot of video work here, and I go about right behind the camera, and I edit my videos. If I always had an endless supply of chips there, I'd probably eat a lot of chips. So first thing is, we want to break the routine of being around chips. We want to break the routine of eating junk food and eating poorly. Again, the reverse is also true. You stop doing it for a few days, for a few weeks. It may be surprisingly easy for you to break these habits that you thought were impossible to break. However, sometimes people eat junk food out of stress. They don't like their life. They don't like their job. They don't like their relationship. And anytime they feel stressed, they will go to junk food. They will eat things in their mind they think they shouldn't eat, and it's like a reward. There's a dopamine release when you get that. The third thing is, it is important to stay active, in my opinion. If you are bored and you eat out of boredom, it is often not good for you. If you eat because, well, it's time to eat, and you eat because you have nothing else to do, this can often lead to some habits that aren't great, in my opinion. Some people might disagree. However, I eat when I'm hungry. And when I stay busy and I'm doing work, it is much less likely that I'll be in front of a bag of chips and want to eat that. As for my diet, I can make another video where I discuss this in depth, but really, I just try to eat a balanced diet. I have tried keto type diets, I've tried vegan type diets, I haven't tried carnivore, but I might try it sometime. And really, I just go back to eating plenty of carbs, plenty of fats, plenty of protein. I try to reduce refined sugar. I try to reduce junk food. I just try to eat a balanced diet. There's not really anything I completely X out of my life, but I just try to be sensible and I eat a lot of food. Okay, fifth question.
Most days I don't even have time to eat breakfast. Plus, I don't like breakfast that much. Is there a substitute for breakfast?
Well, again, this is a really interesting question because some people will swear up and down that skipping a meal, skipping breakfast, is horrible for you. Your body will start to deteriorate, you're not getting enough nutrients, and you're starving yourself because of diet culture and fat shaming. To my knowledge, there's no universal rule that we have to eat 3 meals a day, that we have to eat breakfast. That breakfast has to be eaten at a certain time even. What makes breakfast breakfast? We hear that it's the most important meal of the day. What if it's just the first meal of the day? It's when we break our fast. I don't think there's a rule. It's not in the Bible or anything. So the simple answer is yes. You can skip breakfast. It depends on the person. I don't eat what people traditionally call breakfast. I often don't eat until 4 or 5 p.m., sometimes later. Sometimes I eat 1 meal a day. Okay, and I probably, before you think I'm starving myself, it's likely that I eat more food than you do. I eat a lot of calories, and sometimes I can fit all of that into 1 meal. Sometimes I eat 1 meal and it's just not as much as I normally do when I eat 3 or 4 meals. Now, if you want to eat breakfast because you want to or you can't eat at a later time in the day, you can just get an avocado, cut it in half. I eat it with some rice. Sometimes I have some scrambled eggs with some rice. I have a video on scrambled eggs that I can post on my YouTube in a little bit. I'm going to say something that, again, some people will find very controversial. But in my opinion, I would not focus on how much you eat, but what you eat. Now, some people their heads will explode. They'll say, well, no, all that matters if you want to gain weight is eating at a caloric surplus, and all that matters if you want to lose weight is eating at a caloric deficit. That may be true, but in my opinion, it's relatively easy to scale your meals. You can eat slightly less, you can eat slightly more, after you find good, healthy foods to eat. Not all foods are the same, even if they have the same calories, even if they seem like they have the same nutrients. You can refer to my previous question. Again, I just try to eat a balanced diet. I try to eliminate junk food. I try to eliminate processed sugar. But beyond that, there's not really anything that I X out of my life. And the way that I naturally want to eat, where I basically skip breakfast and I eat 2 meals later on in the day, is commonly called intermittent fasting. Again, it's just something that I naturally want to do. It could just be called eating for me. It's just called eating. It's not called intermittent fasting. So that's something you can look into. There are some benefits. It does not work as well for everyone. It seems to work better for men usually, but it's something you can look into. Check it out. And that is it for this episode of FAQ Friday. It'll probably be posted on an actual Friday. Huzzah! And I actually finished before it got super dark, so I'm getting better. I know the sun's starting to set a little bit, but it's not completely dark, so I'm going to call this a victory. Again, catch me on my stream, Pokemon and Chill. It'll be tomorrow, Saturdays at 8 p.m. Central Time. That's generally when I do it. I will let you know if the schedule changes. It's on twitch.tv/hybridcalisthenics. Check it out. I really have a lot of fun. I probably have more fun answering questions and interacting with the audience there than I do through anything else I do with hybrid calisthenics. It's really a lot of fun, so I really hope to see you there. Have a beautiful day.